Hello and welcome to this module where we'll be discussing preparations for the Project Management Professional Certification exams. The PMP is arguably the most sought after project management certification in the world, and in this module we'll be discussing how to prepare for the PMP certification exams as well as how to register for the exams. A quick look at the Project Management Institute PMI, which is the association that promotes and administers the PMP certification exam. PMI is the biggest project management association in the world with more than 35 specific interest groups, which are groups that have focus on different areas of practice. So you have, for instance, the aviation interest group, consulting interest group, oil and gas interest group, and so on and so forth. Also, the PMI has membership of over 500,000 members in more than 180 countries with over 300 chapters globally. And so as a PMI member, you can belong to the global PMI association, and you can also, along with that, be a member of a local chapter, and you can also be a member of a specific interest group. PMI also has a whole lot of opportunities for volunteers in different areas to promote the practice of project management across the globe. The focus of PMI is the development and enhancement of the project management profession via e-learning, seminars, certifications, research, standards, publications, and so on and so forth. You can learn a whole lot more about PMI on the website www.pmi.org. One of the very important annual events that also happens in PMI is the PMI Global Conference. Typically happens towards the end of summer in North America in the US. And then there are also national conferences and regional conferences that go on all over the globe as well. So as a PMP, or even if you're not a PMP yet, that's a project management professional, you can actually join as a member of PMI, and you can enjoy a whole lot of benefits and networking opportunities with other professionals across the globe. Some of the other credentials that PMI issues, aside from the project management professional, includes the Certified Associate in Project Management, CAPM, the Program Management Professional, PGMP, the PMI Scheduling Professional, also the PMI Risk Management Professional, PMI RMP, recently also the PMI Agile Professional, and a number of other certifications as well. But the PMP certification is the most popular and sought after of the PMI credentials. Let's have a closer look at some of these credentials. So the project management professional essentially is focused on people with project management experience. Individuals who hold PMI's PMP credential demonstrate a proficient level of project management leadership skills, and as a result are able to command salaries that exceed those of their non-credentialed counterparts. To be eligible for a PMP credential, you must meet specific guidelines that objectively measure experience, education, and professional knowledge. This we're going to go into in more detail in the following slides after I give a rundown of some of these credentials, and I'll be letting us know how to actually register for the PMI PMP credential. There's a Certified Associate in Project Management, which is designed specifically for project team members. The CAPM credential is aimed at improving overall project success by helping to ensure project management knowledge. And typically you find in the CAPM exam that the focus is different from that of the PMP. While the PMP exams focus on experience, the CAPM focuses on knowledge. Okay, so it is expected that persons that are taking the CAPM exams are persons that are either new to project management or that are not really focused or work in project management, but they just work on projects and they want to get familiar with the terminologies and the theories generally of project management. To become a CAPM credential holder, you must meet specific guidelines designed to objectively measure experience, education, and professional knowledge. You must pass an examination that assesses your knowledge of a guide to the project management body of knowledge. Pinball guide, just like I said, it's focused on knowledge, while PMP focuses on knowledge and experience. Okay, so you typically find that questions in the PMP exams test your experience on managing projects or on working on projects. There's the PGMP, which is a credentialing service offered by PMI and is the first credential designed to demonstrate project and program management skills. To be eligible for the PGMP credential, one must meet specific guidelines that objectively measure experience as well, education and professional knowledge, and the candidate must also undergo a vigorous application process as well as 3 assessments. The CAPM, PMP, PMISP, and all of these other credentials are not prerequisites for the PGMP. So you don't have to be a PMP to then gain the PGMP certification. It's basically based on your experience, education, professional knowledge, and scaling the application process as well. For the PMI Scheduling Professional, PMISP, individuals who hold the PMISP credential demonstrate their knowledge, skills, and experience in the specialty area of project scheduling. The PMISP provides expertise in developing and maintaining the project schedule for the project. So the PMISP is one of the project management team members, and individuals that are focused on that area can go ahead and obtain the PMISP certification. Also, there's the PMI RMP, that's the Risk Management Professional, and individuals who hold the PMI RMP credential demonstrate their knowledge, skills, and experience in the specialty area of risk management. A PMI RMP provides expertise in risk identification, analysis, and the overall management of risk on the project and possibly in the entire organization. Eligibility for the PMP exams. My focus is going to be on the PMP exams, even though we have the CAPM eligibility as well here. So there are 3 areas that PMI would expect that candidates have fulfilled requirements. There's educational background, project management experience, as well as project management education. In this case as well, there are 2 possibilities. So if you have university education, up to university education, then you're expected to have 4,500 hours of project management experience and then 35 contact hours of project management education. Again, if you do not have university education, meaning your highest education is high school or secondary school, then you're expected to have 7,500 hours of project management experience and 35 contact hours of project management education. The experience typically is expected for the first set of people with university education over 3 years, so 4,500 hours over a minimum of 3 years, and then 7,500 hours over a minimum of 5 years for those that have just high school certificate. For project management education, PMI has a number of accredited, if you like, or a number of kinds of places where you can get education from. There are the PMI registered education providers, there is colleges, there are training organizations, PMI chapters, and so on and so forth. A whole lot of information about this you can find in the PMP handbook downloadable from the PMI website. Let's talk about the exam cost. There are two possibilities also as regards the PMP certification exam. There's the computer-based test, CBT, and there's the paper-based test. In your own region, you may have just one of these possible, or you may have the two accessible to you. But note that PMP exams are the same all over the world. So it doesn't matter where you take your PMP exams, you're still going to get the same exam questions and the same marking scheme or what have you. Okay, so there's a computer-based test, which is $555 if you're a non-member. For members of PMI, you pay $405. So membership, earlier on I talked about membership. I did not talk about the cost of membership. Cost of membership as a new member is $139 for 1 year. Renewal after that 1 year will be $129 for every subsequent year. But if you decide to join a local chapter, there is an additional fee depending on the chapter to be a member of the local chapter. So if you're a member of PMI already, you will pay $405 for the PMP exams for computer-based test. But if you're not a member, you pay $555. For paper-based test, for members, it's $250. For non-members, it is $400. Okay, so computer-based or paper-based, you can choose what is more convenient for you. Then there is also re-examination. Now, re-examination is if peradventure you attempt the test, the exam for the first time and you do not pass, you have an opportunity to do the exams 2 more times within your eligibility period. Eligibility period is for a year from the time you submit your application. So from the time your application is submitted online or your application is submitted, you have 1 year, you have a 1 year period as your eligibility period. So within that 1 year period, you have an opportunity of taking the exams the first time, which you pay $405 as a member. That is computer-based test. And then you have 2 more opportunities within that period to do a re-examination. And if you're doing it within that period, then it is $275 as a member, $375 as a non-member. If it's paper-based, it's $150 as a member and $300 as a non-member. Once the eligibility period passes, then you would need to actually do the exams again. So it will not be re-examination this time around. It will be a fresh application. PMP exam format. The PMP exam format follows, it's a multiple choice exam. So you have 4 options, 200 multiple choice questions. The time for the exam is 4 hours, and the pass mark is 61%. If it's a CBT test, you get your results immediately after the exams, though you would not get a full breakdown until when the results are sent to you via email. And typically, you also will not get the results in terms of marks and percentages. It will be in terms of proficiency level. So it's either you're proficient depending on the area. So the results will come in proficiency levels as per the breakdown of the total exam, meaning in a particular process group, if you were proficient, then you would see your results as being proficient in there, moderately proficient, or not proficient. Okay, but whichever way, the results will come in that format, and the pass mark is 61% of 175 questions. Reason is that 25 of the questions within your 200 questions are considered as non-graded questions. They are questions that are in that exam just to test those questions. So they're generally new questions which the examiners are testing to see if to see performance of participants on those exam questions and to see if they will be included as graded questions subsequently. So that's the format of the exams for the PMP, and you can see that for the CAPM as well.